सेंट्रल एशिया देशों के डिप्लोमेटिक संबंधों ने 30 सार्थक वर्ष पूरे कर लिए हैं। पिछले 3 दशकों में हमारे सहयोग ने कई सफलताएं हासिल की हैं और अब इस महत्वपूर्ण पड़ाव पर हमें आने वाले सालों के लिए एक महत्वाकांक्षी विजन परिभाषित करना चाहिए। ऐसा विजन जो बदलते विश्व में हमारे लोगों की, विशेषकर युवा पीढ़ी की आकांक्षाओं को पूरा कर सके। एक्सेलेंसीज, द्विपक्षीय स्तर पर भारत के आप सभी सेंट्रल एशिया देशों के साथ घनिष्ठ संबंध है। अफगानिस्तान, एक्सेलेंसीज, कजाकिस्तान भारत की एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण पार्टनर बन गया है। मैं कजाकिस्तान में हाल में हुई जान माल की हानि के लिए संवेदना प्रकट करता हूं। उज्बेकिस्तान के साथ हमारे बढ़ते सहयोग में हमारी राज्य सरकारें भी एक्टिव भागीदार हैं। इनमें मेरा होम स्टेट गुजरात भी शामिल है। किर्गिस्तान के साथ हमारी शिक्षा और हाई एल्टीट्यूड रिसर्च के क्षेत्र में सक्रिय भागीदारी है। हजारों भारतीय छात्र वहां पढ़ रहे हैं। ताजिकिस्तान के साथ हमारा सुरक्षा के क्षेत्र में पुराना सहयोग है और हम इसे निरंतर और अधिक सुदृढ़ कर रहे हैं। तुर्कमेनिस्तान रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी के क्षेत्र में भारतीय विजन का एक महत्वपूर्ण अंग है, जो अशगाबाद एग्रीमेंट में हमारी भागीदारी से स्पष्ट है। एक्सेलेंसीज, क्षेत्रीय सुरक्षा के लिए हम सभी की चिंताएं और उद्देश्य एक समान है। अफगानिस्तान के घटनाक्रम से हम सभी चिंतित हैं। इस संदर्भ में भी हमारा आपसी सहयोग क्षेत्रीय सुरक्षा और स्थिरता के लिए और महत्वपूर्ण हो गया है। एक्सेलेंसीज, आज की समिट के 3 प्रमुख उद्देश्य हैं। पहला, यह स्पष्ट करना कि भारत और सेंट्रल एशिया का आपसी सहयोग क्षेत्रीय सुरक्षा और समृद्धि के लिए अनिवार्य है। भारत की तरफ से मैं यह स्पष्ट करना चाहूंगा कि सेंट्रल एशिया इज सेंट्रल टू इंडियाज विजन ऑफ एन इंटीग्रेटेड एंड स्टेबल एक्सटेंडेड नेबरहुड। दूसरा उद्देश्य हमारे सहयोग को एक प्रभावी स्ट्रक्चर देना है। इससे विभिन्न स्तरों पर और विभिन्न स्टेक होल्डर्स के बीच रेगुलर इंटरेक्शन का एक ढांचा स्थापित होगा। और तीसरा उद्देश्य हमारे सहयोग के लिए एक महत्वाकांक्षी रोडमैप बनाना है। इसके माध्यम से हम अगले 3 सालों में रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी और कोऑपरेशन के लिए एक इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच अपना सकेंगे। एक्सेलेंसीज, मैं एक बार फिर इंडिया सेंट्रल एशिया शिखर सम्मेलन की प्रथम बैठक में आपका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। अब मैं कजाकिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति जी को उनके ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Dear colleagues, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the Prime Minister of India, distinguished Mr. Narendra Modi for such a useful and relevant initiative of conveying the summit of leaders of Central Asia and India. Availing myself of this opportunity, I'd like to congratulate you, Mr. Prime Minister, and the entire nation of India with the recent Day of the Republic. In the last 3/4 of the century of sovereign development, your country, being the embodiment of ancient and unique civilization, has achieved tremendous successes in the economic development. It is quite symbolic that this summit is held in the 30th anniversary of establishment diplomatic relations between the countries of Central Asia and India. Throughout these years, we have developed a constructive political dialogue and continuously expand multidimensional economic and humanitarian ties. Our vast Asian region possesses colossal resources and great intellectual capacity. Here lies the most important transport corridors and rapidly developing markets. The role of Central Asia in the world economy has increased significantly. It is becoming the new global center for attracting investment and capital. This provides great prospects for the implementation of good opportunities for mutually beneficial cooperation between our countries. And most of all, it concerns the trade. In this context, trade turnover of the Central Asian countries and India in 2020 reached $3 billion US, and the share of Kazakhstan amounted to 81%. However, the current indicators do not correspond to our unified economic potential. In my view, the work of such dialogue platforms, such as Central Asian India Summit, bears a very great practical benefit for the gradual development of our countries, as well as the development of efficient responses to the new threats and risks. In this regard, I am confident that this unique format of productive exchange of views will contribute to bringing our cooperation between our countries to the qualitatively new level. Thank you everyone for your attention.
धन्यवाद राष्ट्रपति जी। अब मैं किर्गिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति जी को उनके ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Yes, opening remarks, please. Dear Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, distinguished heads of Central Asian states, allow me to sincerely greet all of you and express appreciation to the distinguished Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, for this initiative and invitation to the first India-Central Asia Summit. Yesterday, India marked the 73rd anniversary of the Republic Day. In this connection, on behalf of the people of the Kyrgyz Republic and myself, allow me to cordially congratulate the people of India and you, dear Mr. Prime Minister, on the Republic Day. I wish you all health, well-being and further success on the way of building a prosperous state. Dear colleagues, this year the Central Asian states and India mark the 30th anniversary of establishment of bilateral diplomatic relations. Over those years, owing to the mutual efforts, our countries have built friendly relations, established strategic partnership, and developed cooperation in political, economic, cultural, and humanitarian spheres. And in this context, the Kyrgyz Republic supports the initiative of the Indian side to hold an India-Central Asia dialogue at the level of heads of states in this anniversary year. And I believe it will contribute to the further development of mutual and fruitful regional cooperation. Our dialogue is a unique opportunity for a candid and open exchange of views on the status and prospects of inter-regional cooperation. Dear colleagues, there is a deep political understanding between the Kyrgyz Republic and India, which allows us to develop fruitful cooperation based on traditional friendship and mutual trust. Through our joint efforts, we have built mutually beneficial strategic partnerships
культурно-гуманитарной и образовательной сферах. В заключение хочу выразить сожаление, что в связи с распространением очередной волны пандемии коронавирусной инфекции наш первый саммит приходится проводить в онлайн-режиме. Надеюсь, что на следующий саммит мы соберемся в очном формате. Благодарю за внимание.
धन्यवाद राष्ट्रपति जी। अब मैं तजिकिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति जी को उनके ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Make his opening remarks.
Excellency Prime Minister Modi, dear colleagues, at the outset, I would like to convey my gratitude to India for convening our first meeting of India-Central Asia Summit. It is noteworthy that our meeting is taking place in a significant year for the Republic of India, the 75th anniversary of its independence. May I offer my congratulations to you, Mr. Prime Minister, on the occasion of this anniversary and wish further prosperity and progress to the people of India. The countries of Central Asia and India are connected by historical traditions of good relations and a mutual respect, the roots of which go back to the mists of time. It is gratifying that these unique traditions continue to serve today as a reliable foundation for the dynamic development of friendship and cooperation between our countries. This year, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations with India. The achievements we made during these years vividly demonstrate the continuous intention of the parties towards the comprehensive deepening of our interstate ties in the areas of mutual interests. At the same time, the current realities require us to make qualitatively new effective resolutions and additional joint efforts to further promote this process in the long-run perspective. In this regard, we attach an utmost importance to the growing interactions within the format of India-Central Asia. I am convinced that the today's summit will decently contribute to further strengthening of our multifaceted partnerships. I hope that its outcomes will serve as a driver to upgrade the India-Central Asia interactions to a new level of development and explore its great creative potential. I wish all of us fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
धन्यवाद राष्ट्रपति जी। अब मैं तुर्कमेनिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति जी को उनके ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
His opening remarks.
Honorable Mr. Prime Minister of India, dear Mr. Presidents of Central Asian countries, first I would like to extend my gratitude to the Prime Minister of India, His Excellency Mr. Narendra Modi, for his invitation to participate in the first Central Asia-India Summit. This year is a momentous for the Central Asian countries and India. We established diplomatic relations between our countries 30 years ago. The centuries-old ties between our people have begun a new epoch in its development. We have started together developing broad political, trade, economic, cultural, humanitarian interactions. Over the years, a solid legal basis for cooperation has been developed. Effective mechanisms for consultations and contacts in various fields have been created, and the basic principles for Central Asian countries and India to build their interaction on the global arena have been determined. 2022 is also a significant year as India marks the 75th anniversary of its independence. India has made a glorious path equal to centuries during this short period. It has restored national statehood in its modern form, created its socio-economic development model, and accumulated enormous positive international experience. India is a close friend and important partner for Turkmenistan. India was among the first states to recognize Turkmenistan's independence. We express deep respect for the constructive and balanced policy that distinguishes India in global processes and its significant positive role in the world. In turn, we feel that India and its leadership have the desire and are ready for cooperation. They respect the internal development path chosen by Turkmenistan and its neutral foreign policy. Turkmen-Indian collaboration develops on the spirit of openness, equality, trust, and mutual benefit. I firmly believe this future of bilateral ties meets the fundamental interests of the people of the two countries. Distinguished colleagues, the first Central Asia-India Summit is taking place amid complex conditions. The threat of a pandemic and others have added to the overall international instability. Today, it is more important to consolidate the efforts of our states in ensuring peace, security, and cooperation, establishing channels for constructive communication and a dialogue as a guarantee for peace and development. I'm sure that our countries are seizing these opportunities provided by the format of today's meeting to achieve this goal. I congratulate the leaders on the 30th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations and the first Central Asia-India Summit. I wish you to have effective and fruitful discussions. Thank you for your kind attention.
धन्यवाद राष्ट्रपति जी। अब मैं उज्बेकिस्तान के राष्ट्रपति जी को उनके ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Distinguished Mr. Narendra Modi, dear colleagues, I sincerely welcome all the participants of the first India-Central Asia Summit. I'm grateful to you, Mr. Prime Minister Modi, for taking the initiative to hold this landmark meeting aimed at strengthening the multifaceted relations between our countries, based on strong friendship, mutual respect, and trust. I join the warm words and wishes of all my colleagues to the Indian people on the occasion of the Day of the Republic of India. I would like also to express my sincere congratulations to you on the forthcoming 75th anniversary of the independence of your country. Today, India is a modern, dynamically developing state with great international authority and growing economic influence in the world. I would particularly like to emphasize that India is a reliable strategic partner for us. The Uzbek-Indian ties have deep historic roots. For millennia, our people have been engaged in intensive humanitarian exchanges and trade relations. This process contributed to a mutual enrichment of cultures, traditions, and spiritual values. Such ancient cities as Tashkent and Delhi, Samarkand and Agra, Bukhara and Hyderabad are part of a unique heritage and left a big mark on our common history. Building on this heritage, Uzbekistan is strongly committed to further developing the strategic partnership and practical interaction in the Indian Central Asia format. I am confident that today we shall be able to develop a new agenda for our multilateral relations and define specific areas for productive cooperation for a long-term perspective. Thank you for your attention.
धन्यवाद राष्ट्रपति जी। सभी देशों के ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स के बाद हमारा ओपन सेशन अब समाप्त होता है। मैं मीडिया के सभी साथियों को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। उनके जाने के बाद हम आगे का सेशन प्रारंभ करेंगे।
तो प्रधानमंत्री भारत और मध्य एशिया का जो शिखर सम्मेलन चल रहा था उसकी मेजबानी कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कई महत्वपूर्ण बातें की। उन्होंने कहा कि किर्गिस्तान एनर्जी के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण भागीदार है और इसको और आगे बढ़ाने की जरूरत है। इसके साथ साथ किर्गिस्तान के साथ शिक्षा और शोध की भागीदारी